Hey, if you got your new Buscadero and it's running a little bit like this, we've made a video to help you figure out what's going on. There's nothing wrong with your bike. Okay, if your bike's running like that, it's not a big deal. It's very simply a lean carburetor condition, which means there's too much air and not enough gas getting into your bike. If you live at around 2,000 feet above sea level or even lower, that's very likely the case. It's an easy adjustment, and in this video, we're gonna show you how to fix it right now. Okay, you wanna make sure that you got all the basics taken care of first. You wanna make sure there's good premium gas in the tank, that your petcock is turned to the on position, which is straight down. You wanna pull the choke on, turn your key on, and then you can hit the starter button. Okay. Once you've done that and you've let the motorcycle warm up, if it's still running like we showed you, these are the simple steps to fix that. But you gotta make sure it's good and warmed up first and that you're not trying to adjust out of just a bike that's cold. What we're gonna do in this video is just explain how to adjust your air-fuel mixture so that more gas is getting in and less air. Okay, this unit right here is your carburetor. There's gasoline in the bottom of it. It siphons that out, mixes it with air, and shoots it into your engine. That's how it creates the internal combustion to run. We're going to show you how to adjust this carburetor to get more gas and a little less air into it, correcting the lean mixture. There's a needle in here that goes in and out of a valve that we're going to raise up and let more gas in. So we're going to unscrew this top of this carburetor, just like getting the pickles out of the jar. We're going to straight up pull that slide out, and then we find this mechanism right here. Pull that spring like that. There's a little white spacer in there that's going to fall out right there, and then there's a slot right there. I'm going to let that cable go up that slot and out. We'll take this little spacer and this spring and put it aside. And we'll set this down as well. Inside this slide, there's a little clip. We're going to take our needle nose pliers. We're going to pull that clip out, just like that. Set it aside. That frees up this needle that I was talking about. We'll push it up, set that aside. This little clip right here needs to be on the bottom notch. That will raise this needle in your carburetor and let more gas in. That little circlip rides in those notches. We're going to pull that off with our needle nose pliers, just like that. We're going to reinstall it on the very bottom notch, the lowest one. Now that we've put that circlip on the very bottom notch of that needle, we're just going to reverse the process of what we just did. I'll drop the needle back into the slide, put it in on the deep end, not the shallow end. Drops in on the deep end right here. We'll grab that little clip that we pulled out and we'll put that back in where it goes. Like that. Doesn't matter where it sits. Just goes in there to hold that needle tight. Then we'll grab the washer and the spring that we had before. Put the washer on the carburetor cap and hold it down with our fingers, like so. Put that washer back on the top, like so. And I'll hold the whole thing in my fingers, and we'll slide that carburetor cable back in the notch like that, letting the washer and the spring fall back into place like that. There's a little notch right here in the slide. there's a little pin right here on your carburetor. Those need to match up. So we'll put that back in our carburetor. Match that, you can just feel it when it slides in. Boom, there it went. Put our pickle lid back on. Screw it down tight. Now that needle is not falling in the valve as far, and it's going to let more gas into our motor. Okay, now we're on the other side of the carburetor, the other side of the motorcycle, on the exhaust side. Right back here is a little screw. That is the air-fuel mixture. We're going to gently turn that all clockwise, all the way shut, all the way until we feel it seat right there. Don't jam it, just gently turn it all the way clockwise till it stops. Then we're going to go exactly 2 turns backwards. 1, 2, and that's the setting for 2,000 feet above sea level or less. You can also adjust your idle. If the bike seems to be idling too high or too low, you can use this little wheel right here to speed up or slow down the idle. So here at the well-lit Buscadero offices in St. George, Utah, we're at about 2,000 feet above sea level. So we do this to all our bikes. You do the same thing at any lower sea level. So now that we've made these adjustments to this bike, we're going to start it up and see if we remedied the situation. So gas on, gas in the tank, choke, turn the key on. Okay, our throttle response is back. It's the bike's not really warmed up. When it's warmed up, it'll be even better. It's idling steadily. The low RPM throttle response is right, and it started first pop. So that's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Now this bike's ready to go up and just tear it up. That took care of the lean carburation system. If you have any other warranty issues, call GPX at 801-796-7416.